The United States just defeated El Salvador 1-0 for the CONCACAF World Cup Qualifying. Hi, if you're new here, I'm Filippo, and welcome to FuboTV, and welcome to another 7 Things We Learned episode, where every day following a U.S. men's national team match, we do a video on 7 things that I learned from that match personally. There's definitely more than 7, as I always say, so comment down below what you learned. I will most certainly be reading it, and usually I learn a lot from you guys. So overall, this round was pretty good for the U.S. men's national team. We were able to increase the gap between us and the 4th seed Panama, and we were able to still keep the same amount of points and gap from the 5th seed Costa Rica. So we're one step closer from Qatar. With that said, I was very happy with our win. The 3 points matter, but I was very disappointed with the performance. So sorry if I come out a little bit too negative. So some people sometimes get a little bit sensitive. But yeah, I already rewatched some parts of the game. I fought some MLS fanboys on Twitter, and now I'm ready for this episode. With that said, guys, I want to give a special shout out to Jay Hernandez that was here for the preview. He sent us some of the clips of the game because he was at the stadium for us to use in this video. Also, don't forget to go down below and subscribe to Tactical Manager Clips, the clip channel that Dustin will be putting highlights of our live streams. If you were there, you saw it, and interviews on that channel. So go check it out on the description. While you're at it, hit the like button for this one. Remember, 1,000 likes, 1 USA go. All right, let's start the 7 things we learned. Let's do this. All right, so the first lesson we learned from U.S. men's national team 1, El Salvador 0 is that Sebastian Lletget might be taking the same road that Jackson Yueill took. You know, the road out of the U.S. men's national team. So Lletget did not dress for this game. That's the first thing to say. He was also on the bench the full 90 minutes last camp in November against Jamaica and Mexico. Lletget did not dress for the Costa Rica game back in October, the last game of the October window. He has also not gotten any minutes for the U.S. men's national team since that horrendous performance against Panama. We'll see. We'll see in regards to if his time is actually done. We'll see on the rotation against the rude Canadians on Sunday. But it seems like Sebastian Lletget's era might be over or very close. Lesson number 2 is about Jesus Ferreira. And sorry if I say Ferreira with a Brazilian accent. Now, the lesson about Jesus right here is that he is not a center forward. Can he score? Yes, of course he can score. But he's more of an assist-first guy. He's not clinical in front of goal, at least not from what I've seen with the U.S. men's national team. I mean, that might be also the reason why FC Dallas plays him as a 10. He missed 2 great chances against El Salvador. He also missed a pretty good chance against Mexico at the 2-0 win, which brings me to lesson number 3. Lesson number 3 is going to be about Greg and his desire to play with a false 9. Lesson number 3 is Greg has a dream of playing with a false 9, just like he had a dream of playing the 6 with a regista, right? A deep-lying playmaker at the 6 where Tyler Adams plays right now. That dream is gone, at least for now. It seems like the false 9 dream will be gone as well very soon, if not already. So yesterday, I thought he was going to have Jesus Ferreira drop to the midfield as a false 9 when he was playing at the center forward position, and Pulisic and Weah would pinch in. So the 4-3-3 at times would look like a 4-4-2 diamond on offense. But that was not the case. It was just a mess. Jesus was dropping back. Pulisic was dropping central with him, overcrowding the midfield. Timothy Weah was staying wide. It just looked like a tactical mess, and that's one of the reasons why we didn't really look like a team very often in this match. Also, if you're going to just whip in crosses all the time through the flanks, which is pretty much all the U.S. men's national team does, we don't create through the middle. You need to have a center forward that's a poacher or a target man, a guy that is in the box. Now, that's not Jesus Ferreira's fault, right? He plays as a center forward false 9. He drops out, so he's not always in the box. Plus, that's not who he is. He's not a goal-scoring machine. He's not the poacher like Pepe is, or maybe even Pifok, honestly, that I'm not the hugest fan, but you get what I'm saying. If you're just going to whip in crosses, you need that guy, that target in the box, not a false 9. It doesn't make sense to me. I don't know, man. That was the frustrating part to see. Yes, the poor performance was mostly on the players, not on Greg. But the tactical part, yes, that's on Greg, and he needs to figure it out. Also, there was no tactical flexibility. Greg could never adjust. Hugo Perez managed to get a draw at home and a 1-0 loss away. And the quality of both rosters is not even comparable. All right, that was lesson number 3. Lesson number 4 is that 1,000 likes on our live stream leads to a U.S. men's national team goal. Okay, I'm joking about that, but if you're in the stream yesterday, you saw it. It's true. And if you were with us in Gold Cup at those live streams, it was also just like that. So there's some truth to it. But fixing that, lesson number 4 is actually Timothy Weah is our best right winger. And why does that matter? Let me explain. For starters, the first thing I want to say is he is the right winger. He's better than Brenden Aaronson at the right wing. I don't think there's much doubt about that. He's been extremely effective at pretty much every U.S. men's national team game that he has started in World Cup qualifying. In this game, he was crucial on the goal, despite not getting the assist or the goal. Without him, that goal would have most certainly not happened, as he was the one that pressed, got the ball, almost scored, should have finished that, but regardless, it was a big role that he played in that goal. Now, another thing that's important is Timothy Weah being clearly our best right winger, and Pulisic, despite the poor form, is still the best left winger. And we still have Brenden Aaronson that can play in the left wing as well. That means Greg has to eventually play Giovanni Reina central once he's back. He shouldn't bench Weah, and he's not going to bench Reina. I know that could kill off the MMA midfield, but maybe some rotation there, maybe a little bit of Tyler Adams, Weston, and Reina might even look better. You know, Reina's more creative in the middle. That's not Yunus Musa's game. Yesterday, we need a creator through the middle that can pick a lock, like Pete loves to say. We didn't have it. That could have been Giovanni Reina, maybe Luca De La Torre as well, but Gio Reina is in a different level. So Weah playing on the right wing right there pretty much will force Greg to shift Reina central. Plus, that might also completely end the Sebastian Lletget era, which goes back to my lesson number 1 and just proving my point on it. By the way, guys, if you haven't already, hit that like button right now. It would be pretty cool if this video hit 1,000 likes as well, just like the live stream. Lesson number 5 is that we need to start the games sharp, alert. We haven't been doing that. If you think about this game, the first 15 minutes, El Salvador didn't let us play. Their press was going through, and we just couldn't do anything. Go back to the Costa Rica game, allow an early goal. Even the Mexico game. Early in the match, we didn't look very sharp. Mexico almost scored. If they did, it could have been a completely different game, different result. Definitely wouldn't have been the 2-0 if Mexico scored, as the 0 remains 0. But what I'm saying is we need to go back to how we were in Gold Cup in that sense, with that mindset that we start the game wired, sharp. And we benefited a lot from it in the Gold Cup, and it doesn't seem like we're doing that very much right now. And that's not on Greg. That's on the players. Leadership in the field. Wake each other up. Call each other out. Be sharp. Be wired. That is on the players. Lesson number 6 out of 7 is a quick one. And look, it's Berhalter ball. What we saw yesterday, we've seen it so many times. That's just Berhalter ball. It's not pretty. With the talent he has, it has been getting the job done. We need to give credit for that, right? The results are not questionable. We're going to have to deal with it all the way to Qatar. We're going to qualify to Qatar. It looks very likely right now, more than ever. But we're going to have to deal with Qatar. We just got to hope that he's not the man chosen for the 2026 cycle. That is all. But it's Berhalter ball all the way. Lesson number 7 and the last one of this video. Hopefully by now you have commented down below what you learned in this one. And my final lesson is that the right back to left back ratio in this roster will come back to bite us. So Serginho Dest at the end of the game, he cramped up or got injured. There's no update right now at the time of this recording. So if you know anything, comment down below so I know, or so I pin the comment. So he is the left back backup of Robinson, right? And I don't think Robinson is going to play all 3 games. He just went the full 90 here. Had a heck of a performance, by the way, Anthony Robinson. Even scored our game-winning goal. So if Dest can't go, that will force Greg to play someone out of position if Robinson can't go, or if Robinson needs to be rested for rotational purposes, which means he could play maybe Acosta there. Again, I said this on the roster video. I don't know why we have 4 right backs in this roster and 1 left back, right? You can talk about rating players differently, but just that doesn't make sense to me. And I think it's going to come back to bite us. Hopefully I'm wrong. But that's lesson number 7. All right, everyone, that does it for this video. On Sunday, we'll be doing a live stream for the Canadian game. But tomorrow on Saturday, if you're watching this on Friday, on Saturday, the day before the Canada match, we will be releasing a Canada versus USA match preview with Josh from JJD TV. A very, very rude Canadian. Now let's hope Greg doesn't do one of those crazy Panama rotations and we get the win against Canada and we play well also. That matters. It is important. With that said, hit the like button before you go. Don't forget to check on description the Tactical Manager TV clips channel that Dustin will be posting highlights of our live streams and interviews, right? Your support is truly appreciated. And thank you to everyone that became a member here at the channel and continues to support Tactical Manager TV. Thank you very much for watching, everyone, and have a great day.